beautiful people, you gorgeous, courageous, you striving individual. You are doing so well, and keep it up. So today we are going to talk about what is going on. What is going on with me? What is going on with the world? What is going on in relationships? Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty now. I am Rachel. You can find me on Instagram at Mzz.rachel, Mzz.rachel. And you could definitely DM me there, message me there if you want to talk about anything, get a little personal. We could go back and forth. We could pray together. We could just talk together and things like that. But I'm going to tell you guys about my experiences that I've been having lately. I'm just going to talk about like my dating experiences that I have had recently. And actually this has been going on for a little while now. So I am 21 years old. I live in California. I am a woman who loves God, but I do have my ways. Are my ways okay? No, they're not. I have been going through the scene of dating now, and I think that I wouldn't know how to explain it, but I feel as though I may be losing hope in relationships or dating, but I know that's not what it should be. Just because of the simple fact that I go through a relationship or try to get a connection with someone, or I think a connection might work out and it doesn't. The biggest thing for me that I need to understand is that God's planning and God's timing is greater than anything. Anybody that is not in my life, I need to be okay with that. And that is something that I am trying to work on and say, okay, God, thank you. I accept that. You know what I'm saying? And also what I am learning too is relationships are hard work. Relationships are work for real. Like, it looks good. That's probably why I want it, or I feel like I want something, a companion. I mean, God made woman for men. He cut us out the rib. So, of course, that is a desire of mine to be married and to have a family and things like that. But not everybody you can do that with. Not everybody has the same mindset, especially being 21. And my mindset is a little bit different from everyone else's. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm better, but my mindset is just a little bit different. I have older parents, so things are, my grandma raised me, so I always kind of had like this old spirit to me, and I still have it. So not everybody can function with that. Not everybody understands that. When I stand my ground, sometimes it's hard for people to accept that. Like, some people want you to fall for what my people would say, the banana in the tailpipe, but I'm just not gonna fall for that, especially just being that I am a child of God. Like, I can't, I have discernment, I speak up, I use my verbility, and like, to the best of my ability. And I just want to make this video because I was just laying down, and earlier I started getting into this mode where I started feeling like, well, will anybody love me? Does anybody care about me? Like, will I ever have love? Will I ever have that? And then also, why I think I felt that way is because story time. One day, you know, like I said, I'm trying to get in the dating scene, and I'm also trying to find things that I like to do. So one day, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this site. It's called Eventbrite. I was on that site, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was trying to figure out something fun, and I seen this little like event of people are gonna be like rapping and like showing off their talent, and they were young artists. So I ended up going to the event, me, myself, and God, of course. I went into the event, and I walked in, and I sat by myself, okay? as I'm sitting by myself, this young man comes and sits right next to me, talks to me, and like just chops it up with me, and like, you know, we're cool, we're vibing. I'm like, oh yeah, he's really, really cool because we're talking and things like that, right? So after that, it's time for this boy to perform. So the stage is way in the front, so we walk over there. After was done performing, wherever I would be in the venue, he would walk right next to me and things like that. So I'm like, oh, like he really likes me, and like me and him would just talk or like be with each other. If anybody was there, they probably would have thought like me and him was in a relationship. No, we weren't all up on each other, but it was just like what was going on, and I wasn't following after him, he was following me. I did mention something kind of when we first met, like something about food or something, and he said, hey, do you want to go to In-N-Out Burger? I said, oh yeah, that doesn't sound bad. Out here in California, we do have something called In-N-Out Burger, and not everyone has it. So yes, we have the palm tree. So if y'all don't have it out there, we gotta plan a meet and greet so we can go together. But so we went to the In-N-Out Burger, and he bought his food, I bought my food. He was kind of eating a little sloppy, but one thing that I am trying to learn is that I'm not your mother. I'm not going to tell you, hey, you need to eat right, you need to sit up straight. I'm not going to tell you that because, first, for one, that's not my place. That's not what I should do, because I don't want people feeling like I'm telling them what to do or that I know everything. So I don't do that. Um, afterwards we leave there and we get in the car and we sat and we talked like for like a few hours. Like we talked for a very, very long time. We vibed, we laughed. He even talked about going to the Bay Area and like just talked about things like, yeah, when I go out there, we could go together and we could do this and we could do that. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. So like he's bringing the idea to me as if like we can do all these things, like we can just hang out. And like he did have a few friends at the event that actually did end up at a later time coming to the In-N-Out Burger, and they sat in the car and they did what they did. But he was just sitting in the car with me for super long, even while he was with them, like while they were in the car. Like while they pulled up, he still stayed with me and talked to me for like even like an hour after they got there. So he ended up leaving and going to their car, and then I ended up leaving as well. And the next day we kind of talked or whatever. But one thing that I think I learned, like just from past experiences, is not to hold on to people or things. So don't like constantly like, you know, hey, what you doing? Da, da, da. Like no, like give it space, give it time. But afterwards, like I'm like, oh wow, like I just met this guy and he seems so cool. We could chop it up. He came, he sat next to me, he talked to me. Like I love that, right? So I ended up texting him or calling him, hey, what you doing? He's like, oh, I'm doing this or that. I forgot what he was doing. I think he said he was at the studio because he makes music. And I was like, okay, did you want to go grab something to eat? So I go all the way to, we go to this Mexican restaurant, and he gets some tacos. We went around the drive-thru twice because he wanted to go around twice. I actually didn't eat nothing. I had just already ate. I just went to hang out with him and talk to him again. So then he ends up going home, and I end up going home as well. So like I said, these people plan events. Like it may sound like, girl, you are on his bumper. You are on his bumper, which when I look at it, I probably was on his bumper a little bit. Not like a constant text, but like I'm always the one reaching out so that we can do things. Because that's just the type of person I am. I want to do stuff, right? So, and plus, when we first talked, he mentioned all the events that they do and like how they do Wednesdays, and they do the musical like palms and things like that on Wednesdays or Tuesdays. He was basically saying that I should come. So it was an event that was going on, and it was hosted by him and his team. And I asked him, I said, hey, like, you know, what you doing? Like, are you planning on going there? He's like, yeah, I am planning on going there. So I'm like, okay, great. Like, I would love to go. So he's like, okay. He was like, I'm on my way there. I was like, okay, I'll meet you there. So after that, I get there and I text him. I was like, hey, I'm here. Are you close? He says, yeah, I'm at the Taco Bell. I went through the drive-thru. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm here in my car. Let me know when you get here so that I can, you know, come to you or whatever the case may be. Or like we get out the car. I was telling him like the line might be a little long, right? Boom. So after that, the guy, he literally doesn't text me back until like an hour later. So like I text him at 9:23, like I'm in the car and He's like, okay, liked it or whatever the case may be. Like I promise you, it was 10:40 when he texted me back. Like, oh, I had to drop. Excuse me, my bad, y'all. He said my bad. I had to drop the homie off, and but I'm on my way now. I said, you know what? It's a whole hour later, so I had put in my mind already a time. Like if you don't text me back by this time, then I'm just gonna leave. I'm not even gonna stress it. So I was already gone by the time he texted me back. I said, wow, well, you text me back really, really late. And from there, like he just liked the message, and from there I just felt like, okay, like you don't probably care about me. Like you don't care about me. Like I told you, I was in the car by myself and I am a woman, so that was something that really like bothered me. Of course, like it was nighttime. I know, like y'all probably thinking like you just met him, you don't even know him like that. That just hurted me, but I ended up going home, of course, before he could even text me back because he took very long. And me and them didn't talk for a super long time. He ended up, we just didn't talk after that. And I was still following him on Instagram and stuff, like, you know, still supporting him, still liking his pictures and things like that, and still liking his music and stuff like that. Fast forward to today. Might just been like a month since all this happened. Fast forward to today, and his friend texts me. He swipes up on my story with like some heart eyes, and I said thank you. He was one of the friends that I had met initially, and y'all, the friend texts me. Well, the friend like asked me for my number and stuff like that because he wanted to talk to me. Oh my Lord, y'all. So the friend asked me for my number because he wanted to talk to me. And he basically told me that the boy never liked me. And he said he had to get on him originally because he was saying that he didn't like me, I guess. He was messing with some girl, so they told him to talk to me or something. And he came over there, he was talking to me, all this extra stuff, and then he ended up basically telling me like he never liked you. And that day that the party was going on, they had an event there, but he decided that he didn't want to be there because I was going. and they didn't go to the event. And that makes me so sad because I feel like I'm the type of person, like, you could talk to me. Like, even if me and him weren't even gonna be together or be in a relationship, we could have been friends. He could have told me, like, hey girl, I don't want you to come. Like, yeah, I probably would have hurt my feelings, but it just made me kind of look at myself a little different today. So that's why, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to make this video to, like, talk to y'all about it. I feel like I do keep on going through, like, bad relationship cycles or bad talking stages or getting to know people stages. But I'm kind of looking at it like weed out the bad and keep the good. So yeah, you guys are along this journey with me, and I love y'all, and I want y'all to know that y'all matter, because this type of stuff made me feel like I don't matter. But I'm glad I'm not with him. I'm glad I don't talk to him. I'm glad I don't mess with him. But peace, y'all. I hope you guys like, subscribe, and leave some comments down below on what you guys kind of want to see next, what you guys want to talk about next, and we could definitely talk about it. And I love you guys, and I appreciate you. If you made it through this whole video, you are a real one, 100%. All you have to do is go on my Instagram and text me, DM me, and say, made it through the whole video, I'm following you back. And I love you guys, and we will be locked in forever. I promise you. I love y'all.